Let's see. Okay, so I'm testing things out. Alright, I'm at 60 frames per second, but it keeps dropping down. It keeps stuttering down a little bit to like, oh man, it just dropped down to 46. That's not great. However, CPU usage is hovering at 50%, which is very new for this whole stream, which is fabulous. Kermaster, if you want to just let me know when you're in stream. I'm just interested in knowing what's happening on your... Oh, geez, it just dropped down to 36 frames per second. I wonder what these dropped frames are from. I wonder if I can figure out what that is. Yeah, it's stuttering a lot. That's no good. Why? Why are you stuttering like that? Let's see, let's go back. Maybe I've got my bit rate too high. I wonder if I can drop that. It also might be this way because I'm using, so because I freed up my second game capture card, I have that hooked up to my security camera feed, and I'm pulling in some external cameras through that. I might also try dropping the quality of the feed because I think it's at the highest it is. I don't know if I can do that during stream though. Let's see. This might break because now I've got the preview open. Can I fix you? Oh, there we go. Okay. Configure video. Oh, that's on 720. Interesting. So my card is saying that it's 7. I wonder what happens if I switch that. Stretch. No, I don't want you clicked. On. Gotcha. Okay, I have to switch this over. Oh, I might be breaking things. Oh no. Yep, things are gonna break like crazy. Bear with me. Staying around like 50 55%, which is kind of, that's new for me. Oof. Okay, so I got it to switch over to 1080p. It's 60 frames per second. Capture audio done. I think it's going crazy because I've stretched it. So now I'm gonna move my source back once it stops freaking out. Oh, this thing's freaking out like crazy. Oops. Hi, Broke Nerfing. If you can even hear this. Oh, really? I'm not stuttering at all? It's just the feed? Okay, that's cool. I'll just talk to you then. The screen's going crazy on my end. It's like so freaking out. Which is funny because, again, the CPU's like 63%, but I mean, I'm seeing a 15 frames per second, which is nuts. My bitrate is good so far, but again, I might need to drop that in order to allow this to come through a little bit more smoothly. I'm going to try to center this thing back out. I also might need to drop the feed or end the stream in order to do what I want to do to test out next. I'm gonna, so like when you use an Elgato capture card, you can kind of go into the settings itself and say, hey, I want you to be the lowest quality, and that's like independent of the bit rate that you set the feed at. So just to test this out, I have it on at the highest quality. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get in there and switch it over to maybe like mid-range. See what happens there. When I was using the other capture card, I was typically staying around at the mid-range quality anyway. Broke Nerfing, you should go back and see some of my earlier phone streams. They weren't that good either. It takes practice, man. You just gotta, you set yourself up, then you start it and just see where it goes, and then you slowly learn new things about how to set stuff up. You get new hardware. I think the biggest issue for me as a nerfer is like having to integrate two hobbies into one. So I've got nerf on one hand, and then I've got video editing and live streaming on the other, and it's like they both compete for my dispensable income. So it's like, okay, so do I purchase new hardware, or do I buy a new blaster, or upgrade a blaster, or spend money on a new mod or something like that? So that's always the challenge. Come on, you can do it. It really doesn't want to travel over. You know what? I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to close Chrome as well. Maybe that'll have an effect. Oh, hey, check that. Closed Twitch and, check that out. I closed Twitch and YouTube, and suddenly the frames are a lot better. Okay, so I've recentered the screen. I still have the donation ticker at the bottom left. I still got the output at the top. It's back up to 60 frames a second, so that seems nice. So far it's sticking around there. I'm showing 76% CPU. If anybody wants to let me know how things are looking on their end. Okay, so maybe it's just something that I can't output, like I can't have anything else working on this side. I wonder what happens if I go back to my live screen where the preview isn't displaying, if that fixes things. It's probably going to go choppy, and then it should kind of balance itself out a little bit. And then I'm going to go run around and see what happens when I do that. Technically speaking, I might have the bandwidth to go more and like push the bitrate up, but I feel like 4750 is probably going to be pretty good. Oh geez. I think it's going to be pretty good for most people and most people's internet. As long as it doesn't drop, I think that's fine. I'm still not at 60 frames per second though. It's still like keeping itself around mid 50s. CPU's creeping itself up again to 80. But that's not necessarily bad. It still means that things are chugging along and working. Still choppy though. I'm showing 51, 55. It's definitely, it doesn't want to stick at 60. That's a shame. I wonder what I can do for that. How can I... I don't necessarily want to drop the bit rate. Okay, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. If you guys could keep this screen open, like the YouTube stream, I'm going to close the stream because in order for me to do what I want to do, I have to close it. Although now that I'm talking, now it's staying at 60. Okay, nope, drop down. Okay, cool. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into the Elgato hardware settings. I'm going to drop the quality down a couple notches to like mid-range away from top stream and see what happens then. So if you can keep this stream up, I'm going to come back in just like a minute or two and let me know if it comes over a little bit more clear afterwards. I will be right back.